If I were to say that the Cars movies are my least favorite of the Pixar films, I don't think that would be a very controversial statement. I mean, the first movie was fine, but it was your average, egotistical protagonist learns to be nice story. And most of the characters seem to just be there to fill one-dimensional cliche roles like, get it? This one's a hippie. And this one's an army guy. You get it, right? And as for the second movie, I don't know what drugs anyone was on, but they turned a movie about race cars into a film involving spies and alternate fuel conspiracies, and decided the goofy friend that many people could barely stand should be the main character. It was a weird one, and people weren't shy at voicing their displeasure. And so, apart from a select few people who love the Cars movies, I think everyone collectively groaned when it was announced that there would be a Cars 3 instead of a new original movie or an Incredibles 2 or whatever. But then, the teaser trailer for said movie was dropped, and everyone was really surprised. Featuring a darker color palette and seemingly darker in tone, all we see is Lightning McQueen crashing and text talking about how everything is going to change. At the very least, the trailer got people's attention, and that of course included me. Though I had not originally planned to watch the movie, I changed my mind and can say that I am glad I did. You see, even with its talking cars and all, at its core this is a sports movie. And you know what makes a really good sports movie? An underdog story. Unlike the other movies where Lightning McQueen is just some cool, hotshot racer seemingly at the top of the world, here he is way over his head. Not only is he out of his league compared to the new generations of cars who are specifically engineered to be better than him, but his crash leaves his career in question. Should he retire and cash in on his legacy? Or should he continue to race, knowing that his time in the spotlight might be over? Of course, like any other sports film protagonist, Lightning loves his sport and decides to train for one more go. If he wins, he'll continue his career. But if he loses, he will call it quits forever. From here, the story goes as you might expect, with Lightning and his young trainer/protege preparing him for the race. There isn't much more to say about the movie since, 1, it's pretty standard training to get back in shape stuff, and 2, anything that isn't that would be a spoiler if I told you. So with basic story discussed, time for positives and negatives of the movie. One thing I rate as positive is the much more interesting premise compared to Cars 1 and 2. While it may not be super original, I think that the underdog redemption story works way better than the stories told in the other two movies. Not only is it easier to follow along with, but it has much more heart too, which makes you care more. This, of course, is what makes all Pixar movies so successful. I also rate it positively for feeling like a real sports movie. A good sports movie makes you care about a certain sport, shows the struggles of keeping yourself relevant in said sport, and makes you want to cheer for a certain person or team to win. Here we are shown the world of racing, see how it is difficult for older cars to stay caught up in it as it is ever evolving, and still wish for Lightning McQueen to succeed. Finally, I think the ending is pretty good, and though I won't say what happens, it was certainly not something I imagined would happen when I started watching the movie. As for the negatives, as said earlier, the movie premise isn't exactly original. Though it is done well, some people could be bored of seeing an underdog redemption story for the umpteenth time. Another negative is although the people doing this movie try their best, it's kinda hard to get into the world of cars. As mentioned all over the internet by many people, the Cars universe is just weird with how exactly it functions. I mean, the new generations of race cars are made to be the best, but who makes them? You know, that weird rabbit hole that gives the franchise a weird feel to it. I don't know if this is to blame, but of all the Pixar movies, this series always feels like it is the most difficult to lose myself in. Of course, it is what it is, I guess. So is this movie worth watching? Yeah, I would say it is. It's not the best movie out there, but it's still a good time and more worth your money than something like The Mummy. If you're a fan of Pixar, you'll probably find it to be alright. And if you're already a fan of Cars, then you'll probably love it. But hey, that's just my opinion. And remember, don't take anything I say too seriously. After all, I'm just a wannabe reviewer. Thanks for watching. Hello, once again to the line at the end of the video where I take the time to thank you for watching my content as well as ask you to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that feedback, as any feedback is greatly appreciated. As always, there is social media you can follow me on, and hey, if you enjoy the art on my channel, it's all thanks to Broken X Note, whose information I will leave in the description below in case you want to contact them. Near the end of my video, you'll see other things I've done pop up, so hey, why not give them a look? Until next time, this has been Wannabe Reviewer, and I hope to jump down the media rabbit hole with you all again soon.